Hello everyone, this is Austin from Raw Bliss, and I'm going to set you guys down here. And today, I wanted to talk about something that is very important to me and I feel could help a lot of people, and that is why fasting can be dangerous. And I can also include juice feasting into this, even though I don't technically consider it fasting, because you are still consuming calories. And there's many reasons why fasting can be dangerous, and one of the primary things I think is that people will jump into fasting too soon, For example, someone coming from the standard American diet who jumps right into raw foods. That could be considered dangerous. Why is that? Because your body's going to detox at a very accelerated level, and a level that you are not used to at all, and it's going to make you feel extremely uncomfortable. You're going to feel a lot of pain, a lot of uncomfort as things start purging, things start getting out of you, toxins start coming out, okay? Because your body's going to get rid of them. And you want to go at a pace that's reasonable for you. And that's just, it's uncomfortable, but it's not extremely uncomfortable, okay? Change is always going to be uncomfortable. But you can do it in a way that's structured, that is balanced in its approach. Or you can go, a very aggressive detoxification protocol, and you could do that as well. But the success rate of people who do that is a lot lower, because a lot of people can't handle that level of detoxification, if that makes sense. One of the reasons why I think I've been so successful with juice fasting and with breaking the fast, even though I definitely have binged after juice fasting early on in juice fasting, in my experience early on, but it's because I've done many shorter juice feasts. And this is shorter in comparison to some of my friends and some other people who have done 100-day juice fast, 200-day, 1 year juice feasts, which is absolutely incredible, and it just shows how dedicated these people are to their health and to taking their health to the next level, and how serious they are about detoxification, getting these things out of our body that have been accumulated over so many years. And so my longest juice feast was about 55 days, and I've done multiple 30-day juice feasts, and a few 20 days, and a few 1 week coconut water fasts. I've done a couple of the 1 week coconut water fasts. I think I did 8 days, and then a 5-day coconut water fast, which is amazing. Great reset, great flush. Just hydrate the colon so it can get all the hard, dry, sticky matter hydrated and pushed out. And this has been, a long process for me over these 5 years on a raw food journey. I've only eaten cooked food, like I talked about this before, five days in 5 years. And it was in this stretch of 1 week when I was in Sumatra. I'll talk about that in another video. But once I had that perspective, I never wanted to go back to cooked foods. And some of the dangers of fasting is if you push yourself too far with the fasting, you're going to rebound back to your old ways because it's comfortable. And because you're uncomfortable in the detox and you're like, well, eating toxic foods, it feels better. And it's something that your body's used to over this time, so you can go back to that. You can rebound, essentially. And some of the ways that we can get away from this, we can avoid this, is, first of all, juice feasting. I think juice feasting is a superior form of fasting because you're still getting your calories in, you're still getting your energy. If you do water or dry fast, it's extremely aggressive detox, okay? And I haven't even gone into water fasting or dry fasting yet, and I've been fruitarian for 5 years. Well, I have done some dry fasting, like 58 hours or something, and it was not a good experience. It's extremely painful and difficult and uncomfortable. And I think these are reserved for more spiritual experiences and people who are extremely long-term raw foodists to get into, or certain situations, people who have a lot of excess reserves, they can do some of these things like water fasting. But I think juice feasting is a much more balanced approach because you're getting the calories, you're getting the nutrition you need, and you can also be grounded with vegetable juice. But yeah, another thing is like when you're breaking the juice fast, you want to go long enough on the juice fast where your body isn't like so uncomfortable that when you break the fast, you're going to just immediately jump to whatever food and just start binging on it. It's extremely important to break the fast slowly and really appreciate and really chew and really consciously be grateful for the food that you can receive in this beautiful, blissful experience after fasting for however long. So I think the biggest danger is people rebounding because they push their body too far. And another thing is dehydration. People who dry fast, even people who water fast, they don't really realize how dehydrated they're becoming. And all your organs run on water. All your entire body, it's like, most of your organs are 80% or more water. Your lungs are 83% water. Your brain's like 80% water. It's so many things. When you're depriving your body of hydration, it's extremely dangerous. There are long-term raw foodists that have died, I don't want to say because of dry fasting, but shortly after dry fast, doing a significantly long dry fast. And while I don't say that could be exactly the cause, I think that attributes to it. Your body needs hydration. And water fasting, water does not hydrate you. Even spring water does not hydrate you on the level that fruit does. Fruit is H3O2. It has an extra oxygen molecule, has an extra hydrogen molecule. It's absorbed straight into the bloodstream so easily. And you'll see this. Take a drink of juice, fresh pressed juice, and take a drink of spring water. 2 separate occasions. See which hydrates you better. It's very easy to see. Watermelon juice definitely hydrate you better than a glass of water. But another one of the dangers, I believe, is creating an unhealthy relationship with food. Create an unhealthy relationship with food. If you are fasting for a long period of time, sometimes we can forget what eating food is like and how satisfying of an experience it can be. And so when we go back to it, we're like, oh my gosh, this is so good. I've been depriving myself for so long, which you have been. And the thing is food is very addictive. And when we go for these long fasts, we achieve all these great things like, oh my gosh, did 30 days juice feast, which is absolutely incredible. But then when you break it, you have to go very slowly. You can completely undo all of the benefits that you got in the 30 days simply by how you break the fast and how you reintroduce the food. Okay? Fasting is not the end-all, be-all. Fasting is not going to cure your binge eating. It's not going to cure your emotional trauma. It's not going to cure any of that. This is something you still have to address when you go back to the food. You cannot just live off of air and be breatharian your entire life. It doesn't work like that. That's not a thing. Maybe it's a thing for some Buddhist monk in a cave. Are you going to go live in a cave? Live off of prana? If you want to do it, go for it. I don't think that's the life for me or the majority of the population. So anyways, this, you really have to create a good relationship with your food. The longer we distance ourselves from food, the more resistance makes stronger, you know? So the more resistance we have towards the food, oh, I gotta fast, I gotta cleanse, I gotta detox, all this crap in my body my entire life, and just focus on the detox, I can do this, I'm strong, and all this that you're telling yourself, it can further dig your hole. It can dig your hole even deeper, because when you go back to the food, your stomach is going to be so small that you can barely eat anything, and you have to slowly build it over time. And this will be the case after a juice feast. People will be like, oh, why can't I eat so much food? It's because your stomach is shrunken during the juice feast. So you have to go very slowly, incorporating the foods, do a couple juices a day, and then one fruit meal, do that for like a week. If you're doing like a 30-day juice fast, and then do, a juice, and then 2 fruit meals the next week, and go how you feel. Rather than, you break your juice fast with a salad with avocado. Don't go into that right away. Don't go into the dense foods right away. You have to, it's all about density. So the juices are very, they're at the lower end of the dense, avocado salads are over here. You got to go slowly. So start with the watermelon, and then the next week have some mangoes, and then have a salad with no avocado, and then have the salad with the avocado. And then maybe some cashew dressing like a month later, something very dense like that. And we have to create a good relationship with our food. So I really don't think that fasting is the healthiest approach, is the best approach to health in the long term. Okay, and people, there's a reason it's called a fast. People they love fast solutions. They're like, oh, I can just do, a 1-week water fast, and then I can go back to eating bacon, egg, and cheeseburgers like every day, and then I'll just do a water fast every week, and then I can eat whatever I want. It doesn't work like that. Oh, if I just do an enema, then I can eat anything. If I just do enemas every day, then I can do anything. You can't rely on things like that, okay? That's a form of bulimia, in my opinion. Like doing enemas, so much, I think that's a form of bulimia, especially if you're, combining that with a binge eating disorder. That's why these things can be so destructive in this community, because it's in the raw food community, the enemas, the juice fasting, it's very popular and it's very attractive. But people don't take the time to address, you might have emotional eating disorders. And these are things that have to be addressed. And maybe a juice fast is not right for you right now, or ever, because you have to address your addiction with food first. Now for me, my food my relationship with food got much better after juice feasting, because I took it slowly, and I'm in the, getting amazing quality fruits. Now, if you're in an environment where you can't get good quality food, and you're just, fasting all the time, you might want to consider a change of location rather than just fasting your life away. So I think this can be really dangerous, especially when you lose a lot of weight. And when you lose weight to a certain degree, once you start losing and you have no muscle, you have no fat, this is when you can really break down tissue, vital tissue that your body needs to survive. I know I got a lot of attention on one of my older pictures from when I was in Borneo after being in India for 5 months. From when I got hit by a car, I was bedridden, and I decided to do a lot of dry fasting. Eating a very small amount, 1 meal a day, low calories, just like some cucumber and lime at the end of the day. And I looked like, you guys know what I looked like. I looked terrible. I looked like I was about to keel over and die, or whatever people say. I could barely step up onto the bus in India to get to my apartment where I needed to go. So it can be really, really harmful when you deprive your body of calories for so long. Fasting is natural, yes. In certain situations, these are survival situations. So when your body is deprived of food in nature, this is when your adrenals are stimulated, your adrenaline, your adrenal glands. Okay, so you're stressing out your body, essentially. You're not going to be calm on a fast. You're not going to be calm. You're not going to get significant amount of sleep on a fast. And this is extremely detrimental to your health. This can extremely stress your adrenals. This is why people who fast a lot, they have dark circles under their eye, because they're not sleeping. Their adrenals are so stimulated. And they're not getting the nutrients that their body needs. And I think this is something that needs to be talked about more in the raw community, because it can be extremely dangerous, this fasting. And especially, let's talk about intermittent fasting, okay? I experimented for a while with 1 meal a day on a fruit-based diet. And I don't think that that's sustainable at all. Not at all. You cannot get enough calories in a small amount of time like that. In a 1 hour eating window, not even a 4 hour eating window. Not on a fruit-based diet, no. You could eat 30 bananas and your stomach would explode. No, it wouldn't. So even with the intermittent fasting, I think people push themselves a lot. Like, oh, I have to fast for 20 hours, and then I can only eat in a 4 hour eating window. And then what happens is you end up binging because your body's not getting the calories it needs. You're not getting enough nutrition in during the day. You're fasting all day, and then by the time you start eating, your adrenals are kicked in again. The adrenaline starts going because your body's in that survival situation. You're like, oh my gosh, food! Eat as much as you can, because that's how it is in nature. You fast and then you feast. Okay? Naturally, we'd be surrounded by fruit trees. We'd be eating as much as we want constantly when we're hungry. That's why I stopped doing the intermittent fasting. I eat 3 meals a day now. I eat a meal in the morning, a meal midday, and a meal in the afternoon. That's what I feel best on. It's almost, sometimes I do like 16-8 intermittent fasting, which is like barely intermittent fasting. And I'm not strict on it. Like if I eat an hour later, I'm like, whatever. I'm not gonna like beat myself up over it. So this we have to get out of this idealism and look more into practicality and balance. because this is a long-term lifestyle. This is not something that happens overnight. You're not going to detox every toxin in your body in like, you know, a 1-week water fast or a 100-day water fast or whatever it is. Okay, that's why I like taking these slow, gradual approaches, and that's why I think I've been so successful over 5 years on staying raw, rather than people who restrict themselves so much and fast and binge and go back to the cooked food. And because I focus on quality, and because I don't have that mindset of like, I have to fast for this long and then I can enjoy my food, like delayed satisfaction, they call it. Like, I don't believe in that. Not anymore. Now, I've changed a lot over the years, and I think in nature, as frugivores, we eat a lot of plants, okay? We're like, fasting is specifically used for when you are sick, for when you are injured, okay? This is when animals fast. They typically fast on water, okay? And a juice fast is great because you're still getting the nutrition in, and you can heal the sickness, and you can still have a lot of energy. Okay, so depending on where you're at in your journey, depending on how aggressive you want the detox to go, push yourself slowly, okay? And don't go for more than you can handle. This is when you get really, like I'm telling you, you don't want to get down to skin and bones. Like, I've seen people, they get so emotional because all the emotional traumas come up and they can't handle it, and then they end up harming themselves or someone else. I've had it happen to people very close to me, and it's very sad. Food is not the enemy, okay? Food is your friend. So we have to take time and really appreciate our food, you know. Do your best with mindful eating, eat slowly, and I've been doing a lot better with that recently. I used to, you know, even like a few months ago, I used to just watch YouTube videos, watch like a movie, and just mindlessly eat, you know. It's not healthy. So we need to create a better relationship with our food. And that's just so common in today's society. You know, we have TV dinners that we grew up on, you know, little frozen dinners that we sit in front of, you know, we watch TV and just mindlessly eat, just like get the nutrition in, because people are on the go all the time. They're stimulating their adrenals so much anyways. People don't rest, and honestly, rest is the best thing for your adrenal glands, even for fasting. Like, the most beneficial part of fasting is the rest aspect. You're giving your digestive system your rest, and then you're also giving your body a rest. So anyways, this video is getting kind of long. Thank you so much if you guys made it to the end. Leave a mango emoji down below if you made it. Just let me know you're a real one. Thank you guys so much for watching. Give the video a thumbs up if you enjoyed, and subscribe for more. Comment down below your thoughts, if you can relate to this experience. If you have any advice for people who are doing a lot of fasting, that would be great. Thank you guys so much. See you in the next one. Peace and love.